Sensational.
Comment and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm talking about the most dominant. Listen, when we played them, we could have got them, but we ran into Shaquille O'Neal in his prime, like the
Killer.
I never seen nobody. Man, round my way, the dudes used to call me Baby Shaq. And that was like they didn't call me nothing, they didn't say Jordan, none of that. When they used to call me that means a little dude, a dude at your size, dominating the game. Couldn't nobody do nothing with Shaq. Nothing. It won't even close.
God, Shaq, and trying to push that motherfucker around down there.
They ain't, come on, I ain't Shaq.
Huh?
I ain't Shaq.
Not for them. For them.
Like I said, I ain't Shaq.
My first year we were playing, and he kept posting up, but they kept fouling him, so he kept going to the free throw line, he kept missing them. And so he'd throw the ball out to me, I'm not throwing that shit back in there, right? So I kept shooting him, right? So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, and same thing, hey, I'm open. Okay. There you go. Come back in, hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, fuck that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro. You told him this. First year, 18 years old, man, 18 years old. And I must have been out of my damn mind.
This is the dude, though. You know what I mean? Even though you got that mentality, you know, this is that one that you really admire and respect as dominant on both ends of the court. And I used to brag to my friends a lot and say, you know, like after we played the Lakers, you know, I get to the crib and be like, yo, you seen how I laid Shaq, then you know what I mean? Like, you seen Shaq try to get that and I put that thing and hop off the glass on him, you know what I mean? And that gave me added confidence to myself, to whereas I felt like if I could score over Shaq, I can score over anybody.
His dominant physical presence made him an immovable object.
I think in my lifetime, probably the most dominant basketball player I've ever seen. I mean, it was out of my height, weight league to try to emulate his game. You know, I was a guard growing up and then became a forward, so I never tried to emulate my game after him. But I admire what he was able to do out on the floor. You know, by pure force and dominance, his ability to play at that speed, to have that size and to carry that type of force that he had.
You know, bringing in Shaq, I think with his dominance and his presence and his experience, he can help me play into late June. Because that's the only reason I train. It doesn't matter who's on my team. I hope everybody has that same mentality that, hey, you know, we start in October and we don't end till June here. And if you're not ready to go for that long, then you're in the wrong place.
But as impressive as he was in college, when O'Neal hit the NBA in the fall of 1992, he would embark on a mission to become one of the most dominant forces ever to play the game.
When Shaq came into the league, he had such a great passion and enthusiasm for the game. With his size and strength and mobility, it was something we really hadn't seen.
O'Neal runs the floor, takes it all the way.
People don't understand. They swept LA. Yeah.
Man, it was a number of bigs that were hard to guard. Shaq was damn near unstoppable.
Here's Shaq, look out!
He was one of the strongest players I ever played against. But the way you try to play Shaq is not physical. If you play physical, he's going to destroy you.
Man, I can't leave without bringing up Shaq. I love him so much as a person. Obviously the most dominant big man we've ever seen, ever.
When he went up and dunked on David Robinson. Oh, I thought he broke every bone in this man's body.
when it became official that this is the guy that you're going to play with, he is coming to Miami, what was your reaction?
First, my reaction, I was a little saddened at first because I knew I was losing my buddies in Lamar and Karan and Brian. But on the other end, I was very excited. I mean, I'm playing with one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Now he's saying, Shaq won it on your back. Do you think you could have won that without Shaq?
No, not at that time. No, I was young in the league trying to figure it out, so I needed somebody like Shaq to help me, give me the keys and let me drive the car. So I appreciate him for doing that.
Shaq was here last time. He said that when he goes to a restaurant, he asks the waitress how much he would like her to tip. And then whatever amount they say, that's what he will tip. Have you ever seen that happen?
Hell no. He doesn't tip like that. I mean, you're talking about the same guy. We were doing a tribute to John Glenn when he passed away, and Shaq says, I wanted it closer to the moon or L.A. And we like, what do you mean, close to the moon early? He says, when you walk outside, you can see the moon, but you can't see L.A. Yeah, so it's got to be closer to the moon. This is the guy I work with. He thinks it's closer to the moon than L.A. because you can see the moon when you walk outside.
Well, he is very tall, so maybe to him it is actually closer.
Hey, listen, I love the guy, but he's no rocket scientist. He's no rocket scientist.
Nah, I ain't no Shaq's today. I mean, unless you're playing Joel Embiid or Jokic or something, but nah, ain't nobody banging like that. Like, I'll probably expend more energy chasing little guards around than banging in this series. I mean, you still got to box out and rebound and stuff, but they ain't just like posting up and bodying me every time, so nah. Thank God Shaq ain't in this series, though.
No flip, no cap, no mess. Just grab and squeeze. Try Dawn Easy Squeeze.
Huge, he's menacing. He really just attacked the rim.
That's a match, Jack. And even Shaquille was impressed with that one. Oh, what a dunk.
Now, did you know Dame Lillard was going to drop your name in that Shaq diss track?
No, I didn't. That's rap battles. I ain't got nothing to do with rap battles. I don't know how to rap, but no, I didn't.
I went on Joe Budden's podcast when I was doing a press run for my album that I put out this summer, and he said, who's the best rapper out of the NBA? And I said, me. And he said, what about Shaq? And I said, people view Shaq as Shaq, not as like an artist, which wasn't a knock on Shaq. I just think he's a major celebrity, so people looked at it like Shaq is doing music. It wasn't like he's just another artist. And I also mentioned that he was like the pioneer for athletes doing music and kind of breaking over into that and being commercially successful. But Shaq was offended by that, and he put a diss track out. So when he put his out, I just responded. And then after I responded, there was like time in between. And then I just put another one out. So, I put the second one out before he had a response, and then he put another one out. But it's not like I don't got no beef with Shaq or nothing like that. It's like he was the first one to do it, and I'm current. So we shot it out.
Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant force I have ever seen in the history of basketball. I only got tapes of Wilt Chamberlain. I saw Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal at 325, 350 pounds is the most dominant force I have ever seen on a basketball court.
With Shaquille didn't have quite the same athleticism that Wilt had. He had the bounce and he had the speed, but he didn't have the endurance that obviously by the 48 minutes a night that we talked about. He had a jump hook, whereas Wilt didn't have a jump hook. He had an array of shots. He had a hook, he had a finger roll, he had a turnaround jump shot. And Shaq was a post sprinter, where he'd go down and get in the lane ahead of the crowd, and Wilt was never much of a post sprinter. He used to take his time. In fact, when he rebounded, a lot of times he'd make the guards come back to him. to get the ball so he'd be down there when the ball got to the other end of the court.
Yeah, because we're both terrible foul shooters. But other than that, Shaquille and I is like comparing me with Clark Gable. In this case, I'm Clark Gable and he's me. He played.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
Be the best you can be. Love your family, love your friends. Spread love, not violence, not this virus. As always, peace.